he could have many, 5, 6, 7. We only picked 2.
So, okay. So Luis,
That's a lot, isn't it?
This is a new rare crop, okay?
Uh-huh.
From the old crop.
Oh, these are old crops.
Yes.
The density of an acre is about 7,000 to 8,000 trees.
the density.
8,000 trees?
Ajá. Un acre es lo mismo que una hectárea, más o menos, ¿cierto? Acre.
Casi, sí. No, but in hectares.
Oh, then
You know hectares?
one hectare, 100 by 100,
100 by 100.
10,000 meters, square meters.
Square meter.
We put there about 7,000 to 8,000
Tree.
trees. It could be up to 10,000 trees,
Okay.
meter for a meter.
Oh, okay.
1,000 square meter.
Then we don't leave 2, and what I was explaining, there was only one. Only one.
Yes.
What all is... ¿Qué edad tiene?
That was cut in January. I told them already. That was cut in January, and the plantation it has 10 years.
10 years, got 10 more years to go.
10 more years to go. Right. There are different varieties. This is Caturra. Colombia, mostly 20, 30 years ago, was Caturra. It's a small tree, highly productive, but it has a disease. It's called Roya.
Roya. I remember.
So we are changing to varieties that are resistant to Roya.
To Roya. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember.
No, Roya.
Roya.
Sí. Roya y broca también.
You know what's the Roya,
Hola.
right?
Yeah, you remember he was showing it to
It's a
us
fungus.
The
The
fungus,
fungus.
On the leaf.
on the leaf. He showed
the
it to the little black on it.
The burn thing.
It's very aggressive, and now it's very resistant for fungicides.
Oh, wow. It's nice.
So it makes more expensive to produce 1 row of coffee.
On this coffee right here?
See, and this coffee, Caturra, because to control Roya is very expensive.
Okay.
Very expensive. We need many applications. So we are changing to varieties more resistant to Roya.
To Roya.
¿Usted puede esperarle que un año? Hay que esperarle 1 año y medio para que empiece a botar la primera.
See, next year, by the end of the year, we will have coffee over here.
By the end of the year?
Yeah, the next year
Next year.
to pick.
To pick.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay.
We need this. We need wait.
You have to wait on to
18 months, maybe.
So okay, that's why you say this is not the time. This is the time just to grow it.
No,
Yeah.
because it was pruned. You're gonna see trees that have coffee. We picked coffee already last week. Until last week, we had a harvest. This is the middle harvest, and we're gonna have the big harvest in October.
In October. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So right now, you're gonna see the coffee green, a lot of green.
Oh, okay.
We have the farm in different stages. So we have the ones that cut, the one they have 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years. So we try to have 20% of the farm in every different stage.
In different stages to pick up in different.
So the farm doesn't get all at the same time.
Right.
And I had to prune all the farm, and I don't have a production for 18 months in the farm.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Right. That's right.
Oh, okay. So keep production going. Okay.
In the facilities, if I have all the farm producing, so I will have to have the one I process the coffee has to be really big.
Really big. Right. Yeah.
So that's the reason
To balance.
to balance the production.
And all activities, the persons too, the workers.
We'll need
You
a
need
lot of people.
if you have all farm in the same harvest, you need maybe 600 persons working. Yes, for all activities you need. Okay.
Too much aftermath.
Yeah. He came to the arithmetic with the restaurant.
Everything here is done manually. So
Okay.
we don't use, like Brazil, machines to pick up the coffee. It has to be by hand. So that's one of the reasons Brazil has that 50-50. 50% of the farm producing, 50% in the
Machines.
in the ground. But they have machines to pick the coffee.
So with those machines, which one you think is best, manually or the machine?
For the quality of the coffee is much better manually.
Okay.
Because I go and get the bean this and the it has to be picked. The machines
Bring everything down.
everything down. Yeah.
So you don't really know what, it's just picking up everything, right? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
What happened is,
Machine don't think.
and we are in the tropic, so we have in the bean we also have all the stages. You have a little bean, middle,
Right.
the bean that's right to be picked, the
Right.
bean that needs 2 weeks more to be picked. So
Right.
it's very difficult.
Right.
But Brazil or Central America, they have more. The harvests are in 2 weeks and 3 weeks, and you finish the week.
Oh, okay.
I pick 50 weeks of the year.
Okay.
50 weeks. Every week I'm picking coffee. There are some weeks where I have more coffee,
This is-
and there are some weeks that I don't have.
This is the
much
compost
coffee.
things.
But
This is result
pick
for
coffee
the
almost
processes
all year
and the
but that's the reason.
pulp,
That's the
pulp,
weather.
okay,
The weather.
and the old mucilage. This is mesocarpio, the coffee.
Oh, okay.
You can reintegrate for the soil, and this is organic material for the soil.
So you take those old beans after you roast them and just put them out here.
No, roasted, no. The pulpit, the pulpit.
The pulpit.
Okay.
Okay. The first process of the coffee is you can have the bean and you can extract the mesocarpio. Okay, and have other little bean with baba. Okay. And this part is this one. Is this one. Okay.
Yeah, right here.
You reincorporate in the soil for
Fertilizer.
organic material.
Okay, I see.
I showed you in 15 minutes.
And some of it they use for tea, right?
Yes. And the old trees is reincorporated organic
Organic.
in the soil. Yes.
Oh, okay.
All vegetal material is converted in organic
In the
material.
ground. It goes like
Yes, and incorporated in the soils.
in the soil. Yeah. Just like a fertilizer, right? Oh, okay.
And you can a better soil protect.
You reusing everything.
And better interchange of nutrients, better interchange and absorbing the nutrients for the plant.
Oh, I see.
Por aquí sí, eso estaba viendo.
Okay. Okay.
Está muy bonito este suelo acá, ¿no, Juan?
Sí, mucha materia orgánica. Estos suelos de acá son muy altos en materia orgánica.
The soil. Very
Yeah.
organic, very rich in organic, as you were saying. Yeah.
That's what we were talking about. The soil.
Se reduce, ¿no?
Here you see a coffee, a tree that's gonna stay one more year.
Oh, okay.
You
see?
Look at that.
That's the reason that they go by hand pick, because he's saying the machine take everything. Hand picks, just pick out what is right and lead this one in. You see what I'm saying? Machine just
Yeah,
Take
the
all of
machine is a big tractor, and he got the tree and he does this.
He shake the tree and whatever
Everything
fall down,
fall
he just
down.
pick it up.
That's the way.
Oh.
The most coffee is picked in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because they have the
Here,
the
machine.
machine.
Not even this
don't
bean
like
is
it.
ready to be picked.
he said that bean is not ready, but the machine will
In
get it
this
ready.
tree, we don't have anything to pick for this week. Next week, maybe we'll be picking this and this and this.
Oh, I see. In that one.
So you see here, we have flower, 9 months to have a bean. Look at over here, over here, over here, different sizes. So
Okay.
that's the reason we pick up
Look at
all
this.
year long.
You see this one? This
He
one
said
is
we-
ready.
That is ready. This is ready.
Okay.
This is the bean. We have a machine. What it does in the machine is this.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Machine
and
is
this
squish it.
one is in the soil.
In the soil, and that's what you were talking about.
Yes,
That's the
talking
soil.
about this one.
Then
For
the
fertilizer.
the process in the farm is feel it.
Okay.
That's very sweet.
Oh,
Now
is it?
we will look for a bean and you try it and it's sweet. We have to do a process to take that off.
This liquid type of thing now.
Take this off.
Mucilago, mucilage.
Yeah, the liquid type of thing.
The name is mucilago
Okay.
in Spanish, or mucilage, I think.
Silage.
We have to do a fermentation, natural fermentation, and then it takes off, because with water you won't be able to do it. It sticks there, protects the beans. Then when we take that out, we rinse it with water, and then we put it in a dryers. Then we dry the other silver, the skin that you see under the sticky thing. We dry it 12.5% of
Okay.
humidity. Then I bring them to them.
Okay. And then you do the
and then
rest.
they
And
take
the name is parchment.
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 Then they
Coffee.
take that off with another machine, and then you will see the green bean.
Oh, okay.
And that green bean is the one that they roast.
Oh, so these are not green beans.
No.
Okay. Okay, I got you. I see. This is nice. Okay.
Sure, David.
Okay. Oh my goodness, this is a lot.
Yeah.
If you don't change the tree, if you don't change the tree, maybe this tree go to 4 meters. But you can't pick up.
Pick it up.
For 4 meters.
But you need to change the plant and recrop, okay, for the other new crop, maybe 6 years.
Okay.
But this is the time when the trees is a very high.
Okay. So is this considered high altitude?
Cambias a los 6, 7 años es porque el árbol ya se vuelve muy alto y se vuelve muy difícil.
Entonces no se cambia, pero se
No,
corta
no,
o se cambia.
dígale
Pues,
que estamos despachando un aguacate, que
la
estamos muy
resiembra
que tenemos
como-
una visita, que si podemos mover la visita, que ya se hable conmigo a ver para cuándo la movemos.
Corto acá
Listo.
y ahí mismo salieron los ejemplos de
Bueno, venga, y al fin, ¿cómo vamos entonces? ¿Cómo
en
va?
el mismo palo, o sea, la
Vamos a sacar hoy
raíz
entonces el camión, ¿cierto?
pero usted ya le salió otro árbol.
Pues ayer estuvo seco y hoy va a estar seco todo el día, parece.
¿Ok? Hay otra que se llama la soca, esa es la soca pulmón. Hay otra que se llama la soca carabela. Después simplemente
mañana
todas las
entonces
hojas,
ahí sí déjeme que cuadro por acá.
lo baja y él empieza a salir otra vez más. Y el otro es que usted lo quite y siembra otro nuevo. ¿Ya? Es different techniques for the, no sé, la siembra. Different method of plant.
Plantation.
So is this considered high altitude or what?
¿Ah?
Is this considered high altitude?
Pero usted aquí mandó las cajas o no mandó
Estamos
las cajas.
considerados alta.
No, estamos a 1300, o sea, como te decía, Juan.
Pero pues hay que decirle que cajas de arcángel como arcángel ya no tenemos. Pues yo no sé cuántas le debía usted a él, pero es que usted me dijo que tenía 400 y 400 que le debía a usted son 800.
Oh, okay.
But it's good altitude.
It's good
For
altitude.
coffee, yeah. But the manantiales del Frontino have to walk
No, por
this,
eso.
this altitude.
Entonces acuérdeme cuántas,
to-
ya cajas de Arcángel ya no tengo, hermano. Entonces,
2,200
yo
meters.
le doy 400,
okay.
pues saldemos.
In
So-
manantiales, it's very, very.
Listo, porque pues, a no ser que usted tenga dunitas de Arcángel, le vamos a decir.
I see. That's beautiful.
Sure you just
So, so let me ask you this. So the higher the trees,
You can see the maybe this one is here in maybe 9 months.
9 months.
9 months.
The
maybe.
flower will be
Yes.
ready
Yes,
into
yes.
this.
You change the floration for this one is the beans, okay?
okay.
And you can count, and I calculated what is my production in 9 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is the agronomist's work and Juan Carlos' work. I asked them. Yes, I asked them. What is the production in 2 months? And say me, maybe I need go to account in the crops. And say me, the production in 2 months is anything tons.
Tons.
Yes. I talk in tons.
You talk tons. Okay.
Tons of coffee.
Okay.
Of parchment
Pero
coffee.
hágame esa matemática,
I-
yo le paso el teléfono,
I
y un muchacho
buy
le dice, "Mire, hermano, las
The parchment coffee to Juan Carlos. Okay. Juan Carlos sell me the parchment coffee to Manantiales de Frontino. And I processed the parchment coffee, threshing, roasting, okay,
And then packing. Who pack it?
package,
You do all of it?
and send and exportation.
Everything.
Yes, this is my work.
Okay. Wow. This is beautiful.
Sí, llámelo. Bueno, ok.
So the taller the trees are, I mean, you can't get to it, but is the coffee still the same?
Yeah.
Is the coffee still the same? I don't care how tall it goes. Is the coffee still good? The higher up?
Right, we try the new varieties. We try that they are not big trees. So they're looking with trees smaller, and they're mixing and making varieties.
Okay.
They are not too big. If I leave a coffee tree, it will grow 5, 6, 7 meters, 8 meters.
And the coffee is still good.
It's still good, but we're not able to pick up the coffee.
hard to manage.
So that's the reason. In 5 years, we had to cut the tree and do the prune because it's too high. And when it's high, we don't produce coffee in the whole tree because this thing will start getting close. So we don't have production when the sun doesn't go.
Oh, okay.
So the production will be in the top, and there's not too many area in the top to produce coffee.
Oh, I see.
So the production is a curve. In about 5 years, it's over here, and after 5 years, it starts doing this.
It goes down.
Not at zero, but it goes down, and then it's not rentable.
It's not
The profit is not
generate
good.
too much income, right?
Yeah, it's exactly. Okay, I see. Makes sense.
The revenue
The revenue, exactly.
Not the same.
not the same.
Goes down.
It goes down.
That makes sense.
You got to make that revenue keep on moving up.
Right. We had to maintain an average of production of 250 arrobas por hectárea in the whole farm.
Per acre.
Okay.
In the whole farm.
The whole farm.
In the whole farm. So including the one that's in zero. The one that we saw today.
With nothing
this
on
morning,
it.
They won't produce anything this year.
Okay.
So including that part of the farm, we had to have 250 arrobas that you multiply for 25 pounds.
Oh, Roa, what is that word?
Arroba is like 25 pounds.
It's 25 pounds.
Okay, okay.
So 250 for 25 pounds, 6,250
Pounds
pounds for hectare.
per acre.
Per acre.
year.
A year. A year. Ooh, that's a lot of coffee.
Right.
But it's constant. It's constant.
Uh-huh.
For
So that's
20 years.
I had to maintain the farm in that. If I don't cut trees and I leave trees of 6, 7 years, I won't be able to do that. My production will go down.
Your production will go down. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We got it. Okay then.
Our revenue is not so big for the production. The revenues makes a little bit much better when you sell the coffee.
Right.
So here on the farm, we expend in dollars. We expend about por arroba or for 25 pounds.
Right.
Ah, bueno, sí, yo bajo al mediodía a Armenia, a ver, le digo en dónde yo voy a dejarles a ellos a los pobres.
That's 2,800.
si
Sí,
yo la mando a
this is
recoger a usted, tal vez le
75,000
sirve para
pesos, 17,000 pesos.
También. Ok. Entonces, espérame a ver qué hago.
2,800. En
Ah, bueno, pues déjame yo.
los,
Sí, es que
llevos
estoy aquí
a
en la
arroba
clínica.
y una arroba son 12.5, son 25 libras. Sí. So my revenue is right now 5,000 pesos.
Esta noche, sí.
Per.
When investment of 70,000 pesos.
Déjame, ya te
You invest 70,000 pesos and you make how many?
5,000
7%
7%. Okay.
of his investment.
Of your investment. 7%
in 1 year.
in 1 year. Oh, okay.
Not much.
No.
No.
Due to the fact that you need to sell more, right? That's what you're saying?
No, because the coffee is a commodity.
Commodity, correct?
So we have a price that goes up and
down.
down. And right now we have in New York,
New York?
Stocks exchange.
Stock exchange,
Mm-hmm.
89 cents per pound of coffee.
That's all.
That was the same price we had 20 years ago.
But why is the price down? Because of the 3 big companies, Dunkin', Starbucks, or what is it? What
Not
control this?
really. You sell stocks every year. Entonces somebody could sell what they don't have even and make panic in the
Yeah.
market and then the
Yeah,
prices
yeah.
go down and they say Brazil is gonna produce too much coffee and oh my god, entonces everybody go and sells coffee and but we don't they
Sell
when you
stocks.
sell stocks.
But not selling
Not
coffee.
okay, not selling.
It's a game.
It's a game.
Well, it's all a game. Whenever our president say, you know, I'm not going to trade with China and I'm going to have an embargo, then the price of everything goes down. You know what I'm saying? So it's all depend on what's going on in the world. So if they have a lot of coffee, then they can lower the price. But if they have a small amount of coffee, then what? It goes up?
It should be like that. So when you sell papers, because really you're not selling coffee, you can sell the same paper 50 times in a year and at the same amount of coffee.
Right.
Once it's supposed to be once it has to be real.
Yeah. But who company is this? Who is selling that?
No, the funds. The funds,
Oh, the fund.
the funds invest in coffee.
The farms
So
are the
a
one.
fund decides
They
to
are the
invest in coffee, and tomorrow decides to sell all the stocks of coffee, and then so it seems to be too much coffee, but really
It's
stocks.
not. Right.
It's not.
It's a stock.
It's not.
So we
On
depend,
paper,
we
on paper.
depend on that. Right now, the propuesta is getting out of the stock. So it's not easy.
It's not easy.
No, because when you're in the stock, I can sell coffee and it's one price that's
Right.
sustentado in something.
Right.
When you're not in the stock, I could say, yeah, my coffee, the value is 100,000 pesos.
Right.
So why? How come? Maybe you. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah, I pay $100, $1 or 100,000 pesos por arroba because your coffee,
Right.
I know it's good and we
Right.
need it in our shop,
Right.
and we could do that.
Right.
But another way, it cannot be done. The people that's buying coffee in the cities and they have the business, they need some reference price. Reference some price.
Right.
Well, once he get to the point, he can put his business, do like the IPO, what do they call it, the initial public offering. He can put it in there and he can make money that way, huh?
Yeah, but what he's saying, the price is being regulated. An IPO is just going to sell. It's going to do the same. But what I'm saying, the prices is regulated by these funds. It's sort of like a brokerage, right?
The funds make the speculation.
They
It goes up, goes
Yeah.
down. If I'm gonna sell coffee today, what the person that has the business in Armenia or in another city will use to buy the coffee say, how is the coffee today morning? Today the coffee is 7,000 pesos per arroba. That's the price for everybody.
And so everybody started buying it because it's low, right? And everybody started buying it because it's low. But when it's high,
But that's in the state, in the stock market. Over here, we don't have any manipulation over the stock market because I'm not selling coffee
in the stock
in
market.
the stock market.
I got you. Okay, we got it.
So the company that's selling coffee through the stock market, they are the one regulating it.
No, that person really makes a deal with somebody in United States, Europe, and he used the same price. He's not the one that's making going up or down the price as the funds.
Exactly.
Investigate them more.
So you see, and you start seeing that the prices go up, down. You have sometimes they go really high.
So this is what they're saying. Fund really is messing up their business because today fund want to say, okay, it's $1. Tomorrow they say 89 cents. So they making the price for them, but really they not really pushing coffee. They just pay for in speculation.
Right.
Well, that's
messing up with their business, with the industries of coffee, and this is what they are dissatisfied with that, and they want to withdraw out of the market because it's messing up with their market, with their business.
That's it.
Okay.
It's not cheap today because there's a lot of coffee going into the United States. No, it doesn't have nothing to be it. The stock today, too many people, or there's some news, not even papers, only with the news.
Right.
Brazil is gonna produce too much coffee. That's it. That's what we need with people that say, I'm gonna buy cheap because there's gonna be too much coffee.
So the coffee goes down.
The coffee go down.
And so Brazil is the excuse to bring the coffee down.
Yeah, Brazil is huge. So if they say Brazil is not gonna have coffee, panic.
Goes up.
Price goes up.
So Brazil can manipulate the stock market just like anybody else.
No, they don't have nothing to do with it.
Yes, they do.
They just use the name of Brazil.
Oh wow! Look at this.
That's the skin that we saw, the red one. That's it.
That's the
peel.
skin.
Yeah, the
Uh-huh.
skin, right.
Oh, okay. Is it wet?
It's wet and it gets hot because it gets into a process of touch over here. It's hot and warm, even though it's been all night there in the water.
And so, what would you do with this?
We put it in the plants, nutrition.
Oh, nutrition. Oh, nutrition.
But this is incorporated
Fertilizer.
in the soils. It's really
It become fertilizer.
Some part we don't produce enough to the whole farm,
Right.
so 10% of the farm. So we use it for the new trees.
For the new trees to make it grow strong.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, wow. Okay. And this where it was here, and you just went and used all of
We
it already.
use a lot.
Okay.
It gets really hot, really hot, 80 degrees, 90 degrees in her process.
And the process.
That tree was killed for that.
Oh, look. It burnt the tree.
but is this many close to the process?
Because it's too close to the process.
The process
So
compost
the
stage
heat-
and the
heat affect them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So most of this coffee is to be taken in September, October.
September, October,
The
right
one
here?
you see green, the green bean.
Okay. So they're going to turn red, basically. They will.
They're green, they turn red, then yellow, and then yellow-green.
Oh, okay.
The one we saw when we peel it is yellow,
It's yellow.
finished yellow. And then when we take that off, it's green.
It's green. Okay.
And then you roast it and it's brown.
And brown. This is a lot of territory you cover.
Yes, this is a little around, but the around of the old farm maybe need all day.
This is one of the farms.
Uh-huh.
We have another one. This is the one, the thing I told you, the roja.
Oh, on the leaf. Okay.
That's the royal.
Yes,
Roya.
That's the fungus.
The fungus.
Over here is hill already. There's this white thing around. And it is really, really orange when it's alive. When the fungus is alive.
Okay.
Yo, Manuel. ¿Qué más?
So you have to spray it with something? You have to spray it with something?
Yeah.
Sí, ya ahora me veo con Luis y ya le mandamos a todos el memorando.
In the
¿Cómo van a
loud
quedar lo de los precios?
area is avocado. crop.
Okay. Avocado.
Where?
The other side.
Oh, avocado.
Yeah, they got avocado.
You have
For the
avocado?
Super Bowl.
This in
The Super Bowl.
in
The Super Bowl. They eat consume a lot of avocados during the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
yeah. But in the other farms have a avocado house.
Sí.
Yeah, this is a little
The
one.
little ones.
Yeah.
Revisemos a ver.
But in this
Okay.
farm is a papelillo avocado. Okay, this is a big.
Okay.
Now this fruit.
You see back there, Mary? That's avocado.
Avocado.
The big ones, not the small avocado.
Mm-hmm.
In the Manantiales farm, the avocado is
This is
also-
a new plantation. So over here we had the old ones. We removed all the trees and then we plant new ones. You saw their plant because look at you don't see any cut.
Uh-huh.
It's the whole tree.
It's a small tree.
This is gonna be their first production. So you see they don't produce too much in the first year. It's our first year of production. Not too much of coffee, just produce more and the old one produce less. So that's the reason we have an average production.
So the coffee that the stock market manage is the green coffee, right? Not the roasted coffee, the green coffee.
It's a way to deal with coffee. Not even the exchange is the one that buys the coffee.
Right.
It's a way to people use to deal with coffee. So
Right.
if he is in the States,
Yes.
then we do with the price that's in the stock and then we make a deal and then we
Right.
made a paper. And I
Right.
say to Gerson that I'm gonna bring coffee to him in October, how many pounds, and then we just make a paper that's gonna be finished in October. In the middle of February and October, that paper can be sold many times until he makes it real.
Till he actually get the shipment. Okay, that makes sense. So people make orders way in advance, basically.
They're called futures.
Futures, okay.
Right, and then you sell futures, and then it has an end date or due date,
And that's when it materializes.
and that's when it materializes. So that's the reason that the same paper can be sold many times, 10, 50, 20.
Okay. Totally. Oh wow, this is nice. So your property go all the way back here?
It goes way down to the river. There is
Oh.
a river that we can see, the bamboo, the wadwa,
Yeah.
over there.
Oh, okay. Wow. So everything has to be by foot because everything is so close together. And the water.
We have trucks to pick the coffee and bring the materials, the
Okay.
fertilizantes and everything, but then the people will walk. Right?
They walk.
Everybody walks.
Oh, okay. Okay. Look at this, all this coffee.
Pretty much everything you see around is green.
Mm-hmm.
That's because we have rain, sun, rain, sun, rain, sun.
But it doesn't affect it, none? The weeds?
We need some months of the year that they have to be dry.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And that's when we're gonna have the flower of the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Those months have to be dry.
Oh, okay. But the rain is good, though.
And we have about 2,000, 1,800 millimeters a year of water.
Uh-huh. Okay. This is very nice. Look at all the way. So you have coffee all the way over there as well?
Over here, over the hill, we have coffee.
Mm-hmm.
That way, the hill starts over there, and it goes all the way to over there.
Oh, okay.
Longer. And over there, we have avocados.
Oh, okay. Avocado. Mm.
So over here that we finish this little road,
Mm-hmm.
we get to a main road, and that's it. Coffee, no more coffee
No for coffee. Okay. On this farm.
on this one.
Wow. Okay, it's coming to an end.
This is something that the reason I told you that the coffee start going down in production is because we're in the part of they produce coffee, it won't produce coffee anymore. Just once in a time over here. Then the next harvest will be here. The other one will be here. So that's the reason when the tree is growing and closing, the trees, the leaves down here won't produce any coffee.
Okay, you understood what he said?
Mm-hmm. The lower they are, they stop producing.
No. This part that is already producing, once they harvest this, this part right here will not produce anymore.
Oh, okay.
So as the tree, as this branch grow, this is the part that is gonna grow the new grain. But this part right here will never.
Oh, okay. Really?
And when the plantation gets older, start closing because it start growing.
Right.
Then it won't produce anymore in the middle tree to the ground.
To the
Due
ground.
the fact that when it grows, the branches get higher, so it covers the sun, and so the sun and the middle part of the tree, the sun will not get there. So that middle part of the tree will not produce coffee anymore. You see what I'm saying? So that part will lose potential because the coffee will go just higher because the sun won't get there.
And over here right now, the tree next year is gonna produce, the whole tree is gonna produce coffee. In 3 years, it'll produce only the middle to the top.
Oh,
And
okay.
in 5 years,